Hello, everybody, and welcome back to M&J Games. I am Michael, and today we are looking at a park on the PS4, and it is called Jodeldidadum, and it is created by Palmiand, and it was created on the PS4. And before we get started with the tour, I'm really excited because I have a special guest today, and this is WolfRaging95. How are you doing, man?
I'm doing okay. Thank you for asking. How are you?
I'm doing great. It's a good lazy Sunday. Been a pretty lazy weekend. Just watched some college basketball and played Planko. So, how about you?
Nice. That sounds real fun. Not too much. Just watched a little bit of the football game today and just kind of hung out. Take a relaxing Sunday.
Yeah, for sure. This is gonna probably surprise anybody who knows me and how much I love sports, but I honestly have not even seen the football scores today. So that shows you how much Planko has just captured my mind with stuff. So,
It's all good.
yeah. Before we get started, who are you going for in the out of the four teams left?
I'm not really sure. I'm just kind of enjoying the games, really. I wouldn't mind seeing Cincinnati though. I think
Yeah,
that's who I'm going with. Something different.
yeah, I gotcha. Yeah, I mean you can't ever go wrong with Patrick Mahomes, but
Oh, not at all though either. Yeah.
yeah. And so for those of you who are watching this and wondering why are we talking about this, this is because this is being recorded on the Sunday of the, I guess, Final Four of the NFL. Um, and so, yeah. But let's go ahead and get started with the park. So what are your initial thoughts kind of as we get started?
It looks awesome for I believe they said it was a smaller park and
Hmm.
it's pretty impressive. And I know we talked about looking at which park to pick. The wing coaster really stuck out to me.
Okay.
So yeah, it looked pretty awesome and inspiring. So
Yeah, I agree. And I love this parking lot. I think using the cement pieces here really works well and kind of changing the color because you don't have to have it as that black kind of terrain. And then
yeah,
down here, just this kind of nice walkway with this, just this kind of little pond or lake or river stream. So I think it's really nice.
that looks really nice. And maybe in the future, if they decide to expand, maybe they
Hmm.
could do one of those little like water rides, like the one with the I can't think of the name of it, but like where it seats like 6 or 8 people in the circle tube type thing.
Oh yeah, yeah, the River Rapids.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, it would for
Have that
sure.
running along there. Yeah.
Yeah, and I agree. I think the wing coaster looks nice. I'll be honest, I haven't ridden any of these coasters, but it's more just to kind of lead to get raw reaction, as we go over it. But I like these little buildings at the entrance here.
Yeah, it looks really good.
Yeah, and I
I
will say
like it.
I don't know, I think there's a couple things in here that might be off the workshop because I feel like I've seen this on the workshop before. But either way, I mean, even if you download some from the workshop, you still got to place it properly, within the park. And I think this looks really, really nice.
Yeah, I think so too. It's a nice entryway there for the park, and you
Mhm.
get still a nice view of the wing coaster coming on in.
For sure. For sure. So let's go ahead and enter the park as we got our ticket for the day. So one thing, I wonder your opinion on this because sometimes we see these centerpieces and they don't look that tall necessarily, but then when you're down in guest view, like it's just kind of a massive height. And so
Oh
I personally would like this to be lowered a little bit. What are your thoughts on that?
yeah, I think so too. Just so that way you can get a little bit of a better view of the flowers and stuff at the top.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, from a far view, it doesn't look bad, but I think it would be a nice center point for like pictures with the guests and stuff if it was down just a little bit lower.
Yeah, I agree with that. And one thing too, for anybody who doesn't know, is because we saw a staff member walk through. So if you look at under the create menu, if you go here, these barriers, if you just place them and you lower it in the ground, it's going to prevent guests from walking through. So that's just kind of a nice little thing. And I love how the coaster kind of comes right here by the entrance, and you've got the protective fencing up and everything. Oh, we got a little dragon.
Oh, that's cool. I
Yeah.
didn't even see that there till it popped up.
Mm-hmm. And I love this custom door, but my only question is like, what are they gonna be doing with this door? there's it's just kind of a drop off into the water. um, but I mean, it is like the touch of realism there is nice for sure.
Oh yeah. Ooh, that's actually really cool with the
Going
near
over,
miss there. Yeah, that
it
is
gives me.
really cool.
No, go
Didn't even
ahead.
notice that. That's all good. Yeah, I didn't even notice that though. Like coming through like that. That was really cool.
Yeah, it gives me Cedar Point vibes for sure.
Yeah, with
Um,
the towers. Yeah.
and it looks like did this lead to anything? So we got the oh, that's my bad. That's the drive for the car park. Okay, so that's where the cars enter and exit. But it's just
Okay.
got really nice views from the parking lot or car park, as our European friends say.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So we got a coffee shop and yeah, so it said the details on this park, because I believe this creator is German, said basically it's a small park with 2 coasters. And so we got a nice carousel. Gosh, this looks nice. I love using these topiary bushes, and I think it looks nice.
Yeah, that looks really nice. Nice entryway. I love
Mm-hmm.
how other, this user and other Planco users make such like nice entrances to the carousels typically.
Mm-hmm.
And it's usually the carousels that have the really nice entryways.
Right. Yeah, well, it is interesting because when you go to theme parks, it seems like the carousel's always done up pretty nice, to where it's like a good focal point as you kind of enter the park and stuff.
Yeah,
So,
that's true. That's very true. I like the
and
train above the
mm-hmm.
pathway there.
Yeah, one thing I would suggest. Oop, I'm doing a terrible job with this camera right now. One thing I would suggest is, having a lot of less trains on there, just because the guests don't necessarily ride the trains too much, and when you have too many trains on there, they get backed up, as we see right here. That's my one suggestion there, but I do like the visual of the train kind of going around the park. Oh, look at that view right there.
Cool.
If you're in the train, like right here, you could see the wing coaster right there going up the chain.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
That's a good view.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of getting, even though it's not really hill-like, but with everything being so high up off the ground, I'm getting like Dollywood vibes a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Slightly. Just a little bit.
Yeah, I've never been to Dollywood, and I'm hoping to go this next year, and it's great because Jasmine said you want to go to Gatlinburg and go to Dollywood. So the fact that she
Ooh,
was mentioning that was awesome. So we'll probably be doing that early May some point. So excited about that.
that's
But
awesome.
yeah,
You'll really
so
like it.
oh yeah, what's your favorite ride there?
Well, I think Wild Eagle, and the reason why I say Wild
Hmm.
Eagle is because I did not get to ride Lightning Rod. When
Okay,
I went, it opened that year, but they were just having the issues, and it wasn't that
right.
soft opening, and of course, like a week after I left, they opened it. And like it was for that brief moment, it was like a week or two, I think it was open and then it closed again.
Mm.
And I'm like, oh, but just with my luck, I'm just out there and I just miss it.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, I love this little walkway. I mean, it's pretty steep, but that just gives like good sight lines, especially when you're down here and you kind of look up. Like it just gives a good visual of that building.
Yeah, that's a really nice walk. It is a nice walkway though.
Oh, for
It is
sure.
for
And
sure.
using the rocks on the side and all the foliage looks
Yeah,
nice.
this
So which way
park
we
is
want to go?
inspiring.
Yeah, for sure. Left or right?
Let's go to the right.
Go to the right. Good. Switching things up.
All right.
Um,
Usually you go left, correct?
Yeah, it seems like
Typically.
I've
Yeah.
followed the whatever Maddie does. It seems like no, we all seem to go left. Yeah, so it looks like this could be maybe no, it's probably a flat ride, my guess.
Ooh,
Yeah, but it's still a nice queue to this flat ride.
it is, yeah.
Oh, this is elevated as well.
Oh, that looks really nice up there.
Mm-hmm. And
Wow.
yeah, especially when you're standing on here when you get off the ride, it's
That
some really great views
it is. So yeah, it's nice. Be a nice place to take a lot of pictures too, like with your family and stuff.
for sure. And then I like the detailing here on the buildings. Like normally I wouldn't think to use that type of wood with that stucco. But I think it really looks nice and works.
I think so too. I have to agree with that one.
Now, this is always a pet peeve of mine, and I'm gonna show this just real quick. So, I don't like seeing the edge of paths without curbs. And so, like, one
Okay.
thing I really liked that I noticed this person did was using that curb right there, which is nice. But really, all you gotta do, and I know these paths kind of turn a little bit awkwardly. But let's see, if you go here to, oh, wrong one. I mean, there's different types you can use, but I kind of like using these thick beams. Hold on. You can do the cement ones as well. What is going on with this? Oh, it's snap into position. There we go. All right, so then you can just color this like gray or something, or even a darker gray. And then, let's see, man, I'm all over the place today. Give me a second on this.
All good.
Where is my, there we go, angle snap. Turn angle snap off. And then, you just kind of turn it this way. And even just doing something like that.
That
it's
looks
not
good.
It's not much, but it gives that extra look of, because if you ever, you've been to theme parks. When you look at theme parks, everything's curved, right? You don't really have just grass, so it just kind of gives that extra sense of realism and kind of making it look neat as well.
Yeah, that looks really nice. I like that.
Yeah, and so to me, that's one thing is, something that it's tedious to do, but I think it really adds a lot to the park and stuff.
Yeah, it looks good.
And now we got a change in the color of the buildings, which is nice. Gosh, a lot of cool detailing here.
Yeah, and the paths are still pretty wide too, which is nice.
Mm-hmm. And using ceiling pieces, which is nice. I like that. I have no idea where I'm going, so we'll at some point get to that coaster. Ooh, this is a cool.
Oh wow.
This is Pulton. I'm terrible at pronouncing stuff, so I probably did that wrong. But what are your thoughts here of this kind of area in this flat ride?
I like it. It's a good placement. And then with it going over the building there, well, wait, is that attached to the build? Wow. Like, they have that going through the building, don't they? Wow, that's so cool. That's a good idea.
Yeah, so it's like it's attached to the building as part of the ride skin.
That is so cool.
Oh, yeah, that's really
different. Cool. I don't really look at too many parks with Planet Coaster because I'm a little new with. I don't really play it too often, but yeah, that's really cool. I've never seen somebody do that. That's a good idea.
Yeah. Well, how about
I do like.
Go ahead.
I like the area though. The area looks good. The queue line looked good. I'm not sure what that was in the queue that was bouncing up and down, but that was pretty comical.
Oh, right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that happens every once in a while when you're using the same pieces that overlap. They kind of fight for like what's being shown, I guess, or the colors and stuff. Yeah, this is a beautiful park.
Yeah. Was that the horse? That's what I was referring to, in that queue line back there.
The horse.
Yeah, I think it's a horse.
Oh, that thing. My bad. I thought you were talking about that stuff.
Oh, no, it's okay.
What is that?
I've never seen that before.
Jester juggling.
Ah.
I've never seen that before either. It's, I mean, to me, like, that's kind of more creepy than cool. So,
yeah.
Having somebody dressed up like a jester bouncing on a horse juggling, really, really strange. Now you play a lot of No Limits too, right?
That's correct.
So is it because I know a lot of people talk about the coaster builder. Oh, that's the exit. The coaster builder on No Limits 2 being really good compared to Planet Coaster. So from somebody who's played both, kind of what's the difference in the two? To put you on the spot.
Well, with No Limits, so I think the viewpoint, like, you can get like right, left, back, front, top, down, instead of like with Planet Coaster where it's kind of like you're in like I don't know how to describe it, but you know how like the builder is with Planet Coaster, like
Yeah.
the angles are a little different where you don't have a set angle to see, like if you're trying to get a certain shape, you kind of gotta, fumble around with the camera a little bit. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
not that I think that Planet Coaster is bad. I think it just takes adjusting. Like myself,
For
for
sure.
example, like I'm okay with the builder. I'm not great,
Mm-hmm.
but definitely a lot. I think it's easier for me with No Limits, but I've also played No Limits a lot longer than Planet Coaster.
Yeah.
But I think Planet Coaster is really good though, opposed to like the other theme park games that are out there. Obviously this is more, you know, uh, modern with the games, but
Mm-hmm.
I wonder how, if there is a Planet Coaster 2, how that will be. If they'll give you the option, maybe to lock a left, right, center view, like that way you're not fumbling around like if you, like with the camera. I know sometimes the camera will follow as you build,
Right.
you know, and I know that can be a little confusing too, a little bit if you're not too familiar with the game.
Yeah. Well, especially the free cam, because I know Jasmine sometimes talks about not really being able to use the free cam well. Um,
Yeah,
but yeah, I mean, good job. I put you on the spot there. Not even meaning to, but yeah. I mean
it's okay.
that makes sense what you said. But I mean, this whole park is really really nice, and just having the elevation changes. And now we're about to ride the mine train coaster. And so here's the
Okay.
queue in the building. Actually, I think the queue's right here. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce that, other than the last part, which says Roland.
It looks good. I don't think I've ever seen that entrance like that where it had the sign. But I'm
Yes,
also not too familiar with the scenery stuff, so that could be in there. I don't know it, but
it's in like the vintage pack or something. Because I
okay.
think it came with one of the DLCs. Let's see. Oh, that's funny.
That is.
Um, yeah. So, what are your thoughts, kind of, about this station here?
Uh, looks looks good. Better than anything I can do.
Yeah, I think maybe just a little bit more detail on the walls or something, but overall, I think it's
Yeah.
good. Um, yeah. So let's see. Let's look at the stats. Look really good. Hard to get a mine train with those stats. Oh, this is a big mine train. Um,
Oh.
Vertical G's are definitely a little bit higher. But let's go ahead and take a ride on the coaster. All right, so we just got off the mine train, and what are your thoughts of this coaster?
I like it. It was a unique ride, and I like how it kind of goes in and out of the I guess the terrain there a bit.
The
Um,
tunnel, whatever it'd be called. Yeah.
yeah, it looks good, and I like that it goes in and out of the little castle there as well.
hmm Yeah,
And
I agree with you.
yeah, good ride.
Yes. Yeah, it's funny because when I looked at the height of the hill, it's like, oh, you normally don't see a mine train with that big of a hill, but I feel like it was definitely a good coaster. I think it needs some smoothing in some areas.
Yeah,
And the G-forces are a little bit higher just because of and you'd agree with this too, some of the hills don't quite have enough track to level out before it kind of then goes up. And
yeah,
so, or maybe at the crest of the hill, maybe like something like this, it's a little bit too tight or narrow. Um,
yeah,
but overall, I mean, the layout's really good. I think the design and the idea behind it is really, really, as you said, unique.
yeah.
So yeah, that was my
That's a good
thoughts. Really
ride.
enjoyed that.
I did too. Good job. Good
Yes.
ride.
So now I think we've actually looked at most of the actual park, other than where the wing coaster's at. But yeah, because we actually, oh, this is cool. Like if you're up here as a guest. All right, so we just hopped into Plipcam mode for a second because I wanted to get some views in this park, and that's a really cool view. Just
That
because
is, yeah.
there's so many cool elevation changes. Um, as I said, I think just put down a little bit of curbs here would be great. But the flowers and foliage and is just awesome. Oh, and you can even see the second hill over there. This is really cool.
Yeah, that
So
looks really good.
as we're kind of going back over or walking through some of the areas we've seen, what's kind of stood out the most to you, or is there anything more that stood out than other things?
Um, I like that, they use the terrain and stuff really well.
Mm-hmm.
And, lots of, great viewpoints throughout the park.
Yeah, for sure. So let's see if I can get to where the wing coaster's at. Yeah, I think the change in elevation is kind of the best thing going for this park, and it's mixed in with the nature and just really, really well done. So we've got
I,
the Connie Express. So that's going to be this ride here. Oh, I like that. Okay. Oh, that's a cool thing to do
yeah,
for the bathrooms.
that is
Yeah.
that's a really good idea.
Oh, I love this building. Nice mixture of pieces using the sandstone and like the or I think that's what's called Bulgarian pieces. And then inside using the wallpaper, the kind of wood wallpaper. Really well
Yeah.
done. Oh, we got a fireplace.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Yeah, it looks good. Um, okay, here it is. Flying Eagle. Okay. We walked right past
Okay.
it.
Ah,
I mean, right away we're met with more foliage and more water, and it just really, I mean, the great views as well.
yeah, that looks really nice. I like it. Ooh,
Mhm.
popular with the
Yeah.
queue line too.
Yeah, well, there's only two in the park, so they don't have too much to choose from.
That's true.
So there was the fast pass line.
Wow, that looks nice too. Even.
And look at the station. This is really cool.
Wow.
So you got the glass. And now my one suggestion too is, I believe this is longer. Let me click on this for a second. Oh, actually, you know what? This was intentionally made longer. I was thinking it was made longer to accommodate for two trains, but the station actually ends right there, so that's not the case. But this looks
okay.
this is definitely nice. So if we zoom out and take a look at the aerial view of it, I mean, just a lot of detail here. This is awesome.
There is. Yeah, I like that with the chains too on the.
On the like
holding up
drawbridge.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Very
cool.
nice.
And then you got the glass up here, but this whole part is obviously open air. So, yeah, let's go ahead and look at the stats before we take a ride on the coaster. So everything's all green, which is good. G-force is not too bad. We've got 6 airtime hills, 2 inversions, and let's take a ride on the coaster. All right. So we just got off this soaring eagle or flying eagle. I forgot forgot the name of it. But you noticed something here, kind of looking in this view. And what'd you notice about this coaster?
Well, I noticed that the two trains were kind of dueling a little bit toward the back there. They
Mm-hmm.
duel a couple of times. They duel coming back around as well, which is really cool. Noticed that when we were looking at it, like in the view here. That
Yeah.
is really cool.
Yeah, that's a really
Nicely
cool
done.
touch. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Um, yeah, and so for me, what kind of stood out was I think the layout is really strong. I think my improvements are kind of the same as last time. Smooth it out a little bit. Make sure your hills are a little bit more like parabolic in a sense. Um, I think one thing too is because sometimes when you smooth out inversions too much, and you're smoothing out too many pieces in front of it, it kind of starts your inversion way too early. So this shouldn't be banked at all. It really should start the banking about right up here.
Yeah.
So, and that's just one thing. Those are what stood out to me. But I think the layout's really awesome. I think the interaction, like with the path and the terrain and stuff, is really really cool.
Yeah, I agree. I think so too, and I agree with the stuff you pointed out about smoothing out and parabolic hills. But it's a strong layout though. Everything is really well done.
Hmm.
Just a little bit of smoothing and yeah,
Yeah,
looks
and
looks good otherwise.
yeah, I agree. Definitely very unique having the dual lift hill, but I think it works for kind of this setting. And so now, as we're kind of doing just a major overview of the park, um, what was your favorite? Whether it's an area or was it a ride? Kind of what stood out to you about the park?
Well, I think my favorite is like how I talked about in the beginning is the wing coaster. It
Mm-hmm.
stuck out to me initially, and I like how it has the near miss with the G roll before going into the second lift. It's a really nice coaster, good layout. I mean, the whole park in general is well done, very well done.
Agreed.
Uh, and it looks really nice at night as well.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, maybe this is maybe a little bit too overdone with the lighting, which I have a tendency to kind of do that sometimes too. But I think the lighting is very nice everywhere else too.
Yes, that I agree with.
Yeah.
Because lighting can be tricky,
Yes, it can
especially
be
if you're not used to it. You know.
for sure. But everything looks really well lit up. Um, a lot of lights, which is nice. Very, very nice. Very well done. And I agree with you about kind of what stood out to me. I think the wing coaster was my favorite of the two coasters, and just the view of it that you get from whether it's the parking lot or really wherever else you are in the park is really nice. Like even just right here, the views you
Yeah.
see are awesome. But I think what really stood out to me the most was the elevation changes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
That
so,
I really good. Viewpoints for pictures and stuff, and it looked
hmm
really nice.
for sure. Yeah, do you have any other closing comments or remarks?
I don't think so, except for a really nice job on the park, and
Hmm.
uh, look forward to seeing more from you as a creator. So,
Oh, I appreciate that for sure. And thank
yeah.
you for the support you've shown Jasmine and I. And this channel is great, and the other creators, that are part of this Planko community. So thank you so much
Yeah.
for joining me on this park tour today.
Thank you for having me. It was a wonderful time. Thank you.
Yeah, we'll definitely do some more of these. And so remember, guys, make sure to hit the like button. And if you stayed and watched till the end and you're not subscribed, it's free for you to subscribe. So just hit the subscribe button and stay up to date with more content that Jasmine and I release here. And I hope everybody has a wonderful rest of your day.